Hi everyone! So I had a topic of conversation come up that I thought was really powerful and I really wanted to talk to you about. And it's about embracing versus attaching. I like to teach people to embrace our emotions as they come up, but there is something that I used to do with that still kept me in ego. That still kept me in my mind. And it was where an emotion would come up and I would embrace it into my heart, but then because I have all of this identity surrounding that emotion, that embracing would just lead to me attaching myself more and more onto this emotion. So then I would be sad all the time. And I would love it and it would feel okay and I would feel amazing about myself, but I would be sad all the time because I attached my identity onto being sad. And even still, I have a lot of that still that goes on. So we can embrace our emotions without attaching ourselves onto the emotion. We can even release our attachment onto that emotion just by being this space of love with it. We don't have to do anything to this emotion. We just sit and allow it to be, and we just don't even do anything. Like it's a cut or a wound. It's just there. We're just going to look at it. We're just going to admire it. We're not going to try to push it away. We're not going to try to breathe it in. We're just going to sit and be with it. Nothing else. And I used to breathe it in. I used to tell people to breathe it in. And that can be really soothing, but it's definitely, I feel like I've shifted into being more of this space of who I truly am, and releasing who I'm not. And I'm not sadness. I'm not joy. I feel like love, how I explain love is there's this spectrum. There's this background, like there's this piece of paper would be love. And any words that I might write on this piece of paper would be our emotions. So those would be all of our emotions. And I like this a lot better because I used to draw it on a scale. But the reality is that anger can be just as high vibrational as joy if you embrace it for what it's here for, and embrace it as the gift that it is. And then it's moving you forward just as much as joy is. So love is the background for everything that we experience. Love is the space that we experience it in. And when we can embrace ourselves as love, every emotion that flows through our body, that's not us. And we can just allow it to flow through and allow whatever needs to flow through into our lives to flow through. I still believe that we came here to experience a wonderful life. So that might be experienced in many different ways, but through lots of joy and play and honor and fun. And what does fun create, really? So that's what I think our true nature is meant for. But it's still just love. And so when we have an experience that creates pain and we start to embrace that pain as a gift, then we can allow it to flow through. But embracing versus attaching, that's a really big difference. There's a big difference there. So what I mean by that is So this is a can of soda. And I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to sit it on the thing on my computer. It's right here. And it's just right here on the computer. And I'm just going to look at it. And I'm going to see that it's pink. And I'm going to love that it's cherry vanilla cream because it reminds me of sodas from when I was a kid. Except it's stevia, and so that makes me love it even more because it's sugar-free. It's amazing. So I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to sit here and stare at it and admire it and enjoy the cherry vanilla cream and not do anything with it. I'm not going to drink it. I'm not going to push it away. I'm not going to try to change it. I'm not going to try to think that it should be root beer. I'm just going to be like, hey, it's cherry vanilla cream. That's awesome. I'm going to enjoy a cherry vanilla cream soda. And I'm just going to sit here and be with it. And that is being the space of love for your emotions. When we start attaching ourselves onto it, I might be like, oh, I gotta have some more of this. Or I might want to try to like push it away. Or I might try to convince myself that it's root beer, even though it's not. Or try to change it into root beer, because root beer is supposed to be better for us, because everybody tells us that root beer is so much better. But it's cherry vanilla cream. They're both equally awesome. They're both equally here for a reason. They're both here. And when root beer shows up, you can be with root beer. But right now, you're with vanilla cherry cream. Or cherry vanilla cream. And that's being with our emotions. And embracing them and loving them as they come and being the space of love for whatever that is arising. And it's super important for us to if you decide to attach yourself onto or continue that attachment, then that's definitely your decision. I'm not going to tell you not to do anything because you came here to learn. So you can learn from that experience. You can learn from being attached to who you think that you are. The topic of conversation was about desire, and it was really amazing. So he was very attached to his desire, and it was like that's not really who you are. Let me show you who you really are, and it was a really amazing conversation. So I hope that helps solve the mix-up. Because for me, attaching myself onto those emotions created a lot of pain for a very long time. And I know a lot of people who follow that teacher are still in a lot of pain. And I feel like it's because of the attachment that we create. Like it's like when we attach ourselves onto an emotion or an experience, or feeling like you have to be one or the other. Even if you're attaching yourself onto joy. You're not joy. We're not happiness. That's not who we are. Even if you're like a really amazing positive person, that's not who you are. You're an amazing positive person because you're allowing your love to be expressed. Not because you're happiness. And then that leads way for you to block out all of these other gifts that are available to you. So, there you go. Attachment, or embracing versus attaching.